Mahou Daisakusen, or Great Magic Strategy when translated into English, was released into the arcades in 1993 and developed by Raising, a company comprised of former Natac Soft and Compile staff. Actually, Mahou Daisakusen was their first game and was even released in the West under the name of Sorcerer Striker. One funny thing is that if you type Mahou Daisakusen into Google Translate, it actually comes up as Sorcerer Striker, even though that's not technically correct. As you can see, Mahou Daisakusen is a fantasy themed vertically scrolling shoot 'em up, where the player assumes the role of one of 4 playable characters through 6 stages across Violet Kingdom in an effort to overthrow the Goblin Empire. The gameplay borrows elements from previous compile shooters. Each ship is equipped with 2 weapons. The main gun is powered up by obtaining coins from P-Bags, while the sub-weapon can be swapped or powered up by acquiring one of 3 magic books, ranging from homing shots to spread shots and a straight shot. However, the use of each sub-weapon alternates between characters. There are 3 ports of this game, being on the Sharpex 68000, Fujitsu FM Towns and Japanese mobile phones. The PS4 release by M2 doesn't count, since it is basically emulation of the arcade ROM with extras added. First port we're going to take a look at is for the Sharp X68000, a machine that should have no trouble in replicating the arcade game, but boy does it struggle here. The port was developed and published by Electronic Arts Victor, a company not known for great results. If this game runs on a base X68000 at 10 MHz, it runs like a dog. It's awful. So you need to use an upgraded system at 60 MHz to get anything near playable, as we are seeing here, but even then this still runs like crap. The amount of flicker is outstanding. How on earth could they program this game so poorly? The frame rate is also all over the place, as is the actual speed. The game also handles very strangely. Controls seem to be very fidgety. You may have come across this feeling yourself when entering an option screen on a game and finding it difficult to highlight a particular option because the cursor moves too fast. That's what this feels like to play at times. Then there's the audio. The game has 2 options, FM or MIDI. I opted to play with FM sound since that's what the arcade uses. Man, what a mistake. For some reason, all the audio only comes from the center channel on a surround sound setup. As a result, it sounds tinny as hell. Yes, I know the game was not designed to be played in surround sound, but it shouldn't sound the way it does. Switching over to MIDI gives us proper stereo audio, but all the sound effects are still relegated to the center speaker and again sound tinny. This is not a fault with my setup either. It is the way the game is programmed. Overall, this is a pretty disappointing port, but it isn't the worst. Oh no, that is yet to come. Also developed and published by Electronic Arts Victor is the FM Towns port. Now I'm running this on a real FM Towns with a 486 CPU and maxed out memory. You can't get much better than this, yet the game runs like crap. It's totally unplayable. Even a simple task such as picking up a powered up is a struggle. The same horrible twitchy controls from the Sharp X68000 game are present here, but now are exacerbated thanks to the terrible frame rate at which the game runs. I'm not joking when I say this seems to be running at single digits at times. What is odd is that this FM Towns port doesn't suffer from the same sprite flicker issues that plagued the X68000, and it also features additional effects, such as the animated water on stage 3. Still, that doesn't make this travesty of a port worth playing. At least it has some nice CD audio though. And let's take a look at all those versions of Mahou Daisakusen running side by side.